Hello and welcome everybody. Today we visit the Dragon Mountain Hall, ancestral temple of the Khoo clan in Georgetown, Penang. Let me take you on a virtual tour to experience this major tourist attraction from the comfort of your own home. If you enjoy virtual tours like this, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. As we enter through the passageway, it's like entering an urban village. It was purposely designed in the old days to protect the village and fortify it against intruders. Before we enter, we must first buy our entrance ticket right here. And now we are ready to visit Khoo Kongsi. To be accepted as a member of this clan, a person not only have to have the surname Khoo, he also has to demonstrate that his ancestors came from China, to be precise from Fujian province, from Changzhou prefecture, from Haiting county, from Samto district, from Xing'an village, and at Xing'an, the spot at the estuary of the Xing'an river. A primary purpose of the clan association is the worship of ancestors. So here we find ancestral tablets representing past clansmen whose descendants continue to venerate. This is the Hall of Bequeathment, Yi Kok Tong, the first ancestral hall set up by the Khoo clan of Xing'an village in Penang. There are 24 houses within the courtyard of the Khoo Kongsi and 16 lining the entrance passage. In the old days, there were 3 entrances facing Cannon Street, Armenian Street and Beach Street. Today, 2 have been sealed, leaving only the entrance at Cannon Street from which we enter. And guarded by 2 stone lions stand Leong Tong, the Dragon Mountain Hall, the most opulent, most ostentatious ancestral temple in Penang. This is in fact the second ancestral temple to be built. At the height of their prosperity, the Khoo clan decided in 1894 to demolish their old clan house and build a magnificent edifice in its place. It took master craftsmen, specially brought in from southern Fujian, 8 years to build that temple. The building is said to be so grand that it incurred the wrath from the heavens, and on Chinese New Year's Eve in 1901, a big fire razed that newly completed temple to the ground. In this gallery, we learn the genealogy of the Khoo clan of the Leong Tong, going back to an ancestor who, astonishingly, was not a Khoo. His name was Jian In Kong, and he was in fact from the Chan clan. It was during the late Yuan dynasty, or around the 14th century, that he moved with his family to the Sengkang area. Over time, he inherited the assets of a Khoo family, and in subsequent generations was accepted as the progenitor of the Khoo clan of Sengkang village of Haiting County. The Sengkang village, from which the Khoos of Leong Tong trace their ancestry, has been sending migrants into Southeast Asia for centuries. According to their genealogy records, the first Sengkang migrant was Khoo Se Pai, who travelled to Borneo in 1527. Even as Western powers were colonizing Southeast Asia, the Khoos of Sengkang were migrating to Luzon, Taiwan, Batavia, and Dutch Malacca. And then, when the British began to open trading posts in the Far East, Khoo migrants headed for Burma, British Malacca, Singapore, Kedah, and of course Penang. Of these places, Penang received the most Khoos in the 19th century. According to an estimation of the genealogy, the earliest Khoo recorded to be born in Penang was Khoo Mo Liang in 1775. He is also one of the first Chinese in Penang, predating the founding of Georgetown by Captain Francis Light. The first Khoo in Penang whose birth and death were recorded was Khoo Mo Liu, who was born perhaps in China in 1752 and was buried in Penang in 1795. Though transplanted 1,000 miles from their home village, the Khoo still held a desire to venerate their village patron saint, Tua Saya. Not only that, they want to replicate their village temple, Cheng Sun Kiong, right here in Penang. This came to fruition in 1835. In the company of 102 Khoo clansmen, putting together 528 Spanish dollars, they set up the E Kok Tong, the hall of equipment which we visited earlier. The name E Kok Tong is adopted from the name of their ancestral hall in Sengkang village. 15 years were to pass before they managed to purchase this piece of land in Penang, around which they formed their clan village. There was already a bungalow on the site, so that building was turned into their clan house. Ancestral tablets and an image of their patron saint, Tua Saya, were brought from Sengkang village and installed in it. This clan house was given the name Leong Tong in honor of the Chan lineage of the clan, which hails from Leongsan in Quanzhou Prefecture, which was where the Khoo clan of Sengkang originated. Though that clan house is now long gone, its name remains here in this ancestral temple building. The Khoo Clan Association is also called Khoo Kongsi. A Kongsi can be a company or an organization of shared interests, be it in business, parentage, or geographical affinity. That word Kongsi has seeped into the Malay language, retaining the meaning of to share. But chief among purposes of setting up a clan association is to perform worship to ancestors and patron deities. The belief is that when a person dies, he lives on in the form of spirit or ghost and will continue to bear influence on his descendants. Therefore, the dead has to be worshipped as though he was still alive. This act of worship is not only to commemorate the departed, but is also a form of filial piety. The E Kok Tong, which we visited earlier, hosts ancestral tablets called the Sin Chu Pai. These are placed according to the ancestors' position in the clan hierarchy. Every year, on Ancestors' Remembrance Day, which is the first day of the 11th moon of the Chinese lunar calendar, new ancestral tablets are enshrined at the altar at E Kok Tong. The Leong Tong building is 2 stories tall, designed in the Southern Fujian style. The ground floor, where we are right now, was used for wedding and other circular activities. On one side is the kitchen, which we will pass through afterwards. A pair of stairs ascend from the courtyard to the prayer pavilion. From there, a grand staircase ascends to the common veranda with doorways into 3 halls. The central hall is the main prayer hall. To its right is the shrine to the god of prosperity. To its left is the main Ikok Tong ancestral hall. At the rear of the upper hall is another corridor, accessed only through a couple of doorways from the central hall. There's a staircase here that connects to the ground floor. The central hall enshrines the Cheng Sun Kiong Temple. It is for the veneration of Khoo's patron saints Ong Sun Ya and Tua Saya. Those are not their actual names but honorific titles translated roughly as the Grand Duke and the Noble Lord. As would be expected of many Chinese deities, they are historical personalities who lived a long time ago. Ong Sun Ya's actual name is Chia An, while Tua Saya, who happens to be his nephew, is Chia Hian. They are both generals from the 4th January Qing dynasty. They are deified for having demonstrated exemplary bravery in battle and having saved the Qing dynasty from enemies despite being vastly outnumbered in troops. The Khoos have been worshipping them at the Cheng Sun Kiong Temple back in Singkang village as early as the late Ming dynasty. So when they built the Leong Tong Khoo Kongsi, they brought their worship of Ong Sun Ya and Tua Saya over. The central hall of the Leong Tong thus becomes an offshoot of the Cheng Sun Kiong Temple of the ancestral village. As you wander the halls of the Leong Tong Khoo Kongsi, it might be surprising to you that until recent times, a lot of people, including many in Penang, do not know where it is located. Even I myself, when I was growing up, I have heard of the beauty of Khoo Kongsi, but I was mystified as to where it is located. That's because many clan temples were built to be deliberately away from public view. Unless you are a member of that clan, it is not your business to know. As you saw at the beginning of this video, we have to go through a narrow passage in order to reach the Khoo central courtyard. It was designed in such a way for defense purposes. The second half of the 19th century was indeed the best of times and the worst. It was a time when a lot of wealth was created, chiefly from tin mining, but it was also a period of great social unrest. The main Hokkien clans, the Chia, Yo, Lim, Tan, and Khoo, collectively known as the Go Tai Se, form the backbone of the Hokkien community in Penang. Each has its own clan association or Kongsi, and by the mid-19th century found themselves clustered in an area of Georgetown where they have their clan temple as the nuclei. Each Kongsi also owns property that surround their clan temple. In the past, those properties would surely be occupied by members of the same clan. As such, each is like a mini village within the city. The Kongsis tend to keep their clan temples under wraps. Access is often through narrow passageways. Those venturing in search of the clan temples have to negotiate dinky alleys, but would be rewarded with the sight of a majestic temple within its own courtyard. It's only in the late 20th century, and especially after their neighborhood was recognized as a World Heritage Site, that the Kongsi began to unwrap their clan temples to the outside world. One by one, those temples were restored, given a new sheen, and some, such as the Khoo Kongsi, began to welcome visitors. Having explored the ground floor, we will now continue to the upper level where the temple halls are located. Now I will stop talking, for I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this tour of Leong Tong Khoo Kongsi. So that concludes our visit to Leong Tong Khoo Kongsi, the Dragon Mountain Hall of the Khoo Clan Association. If you enjoyed this walk, I would be so grateful if you give this video a like so that YouTube will share it with more viewers. Also subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell for more of my videos. Until we meet again, this is Timothy signing off.